At 10:15, we got Wyoming, which is 3-1, shoving number 19 BYU, which is 2-1. BYU favored by 21.5 points on ESPN2. I think that's a little bit too much, and I'll explain to you later on why. Andrew Peasley, the quarterback for Wyoming, has gone 62 of 103 here early on, thrown for 592 yards, 3 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Titus Swen on the ground has had 62 carries for 316 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Joshua Cobbs out through the air has had 18 catches for 180 yards and a touchdown. Jaron Hall for BYU has gone 77 of 112, thrown for 827 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, has a 68.8% completion percentage. Christopher Brooks, I hardly know her, has had 36 carries for 194 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Chase Roberts has had 15 catches for 223 yards and a touchdown. BYU is the series all-time, 45-30. Last 8 games have gone to BYU, ranging from 2004 to 2016, and last Wyoming victory was my birth year, the coolest year in the world, 2003. Yep. That was the last time Wyoming won this game. What I think is going to be really kind of interesting here is obviously BYU's coming off a letdown game, right? Because 2 weeks ago they beat a Baylor team that was really good, and I think double overtime. And that was a game at home that you won, and it was like, yes, BYU's back, baby. And then you went to Oregon the next week and got absolutely crushed. And it was a letdown game. You thought that you were a really good team, and you get absolutely humbled by Oregon. And this is a good bounce-back game for BYU against Wyoming. But I'll explain why I think Wyoming hasn't lost, by the way, since week 0 against Illinois. I'm sure they got crushed by Illinois. But number 1, they've gotten better since that point. And number 2, Illinois looks to be a really good Big Ten team this year. Undefeated. Actually, not undefeated. They're like 2-1, 3-1 now, 3-1. But Illinois looks like to be a good Big Ten team this year. And I don't really count that loss too badly against the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys actually are a pretty good football team this year. I think they're extremely underrated. And I do think the Wyoming Cowboys travel to BYU. It's going to be at home for BYU, so I think that home field advantage does help. And I do think BYU pulls out the victory. But I think Wyoming comes on the road and keeps it close against BYU and covers that 21.5 point spread.